Throughout this map pool, you will see so many times where the teams are going to be unfamiliar with what the other is showing them.
I mean, this is it, right? Case in point for MIBR, they've shown no footage, honestly. Maybe a major advantage for them.
Could be.
Like, they haven't really shown too much whatsoever. They kind of glided their way into this position. What was it, 5 maps played for them?
Yeah. The least maps so far in Kickoff for MIBR.
Nade actually misses there from Astos, but it does a job, honestly. It just pushes back the plan for a couple of crucial seconds, buying time for MIBR to now get into position. But they don't have any control of showers, nor backside.
This is where FURIA, though, tend to peek and look for kills.
And Snakebite's going to be laid down early enough. That there's a small pocket to play in, and Zekken will capitalize quickly. Mazzino follows up with another one. Haunted to the back, reveals quite a lot. Koala Noob pressed into a corner, yet still batters his way out. Despite being stuck, EU rapid fire, unloading the clip, seeing if he can get a couple of lucky shots. It's happened to the defuse. Wincon's earned. Verno! Can't stick it all the way through. And FURIA lock up a pistol round nice and early.
This is looking good for a bonus conversion, though, to be honest with you. I mean, I know they're going into a stacked site, but the health advantage is so big.
Depends what Tex can do here. The Snakebite again, pushing them back. It's going to be an exchange of that util on either side. A bit of spam, potentially, into the corner. Tex is finished off. Stimmy's going to be dropped down, sees to layer it on top, and these are just kills through the smokes that are being combined and out. Through the back of the site, Verno is caught. Now the plant will go down with barely a bit of time to spare there, but player advantage still here for FURIA. You predicted it, Josh. It was looking like that bonus conversion. Even more likely now.
16 HP on Aspas. He'd have to be so clean with this kill.
Yeah.
And that's if they even have a hope. They don't look like they're playing for it.
They don't want to take it, no.
3v4. They're choosing to save the guns instead.
Risky business. Aspas doesn't even get it out with his own weapon here, and I think that signals. Definitely so. Koala Noob is on the hunt immediately. He's 2 away from the ult, and he would love these kills, take the guns out of their hands. He'll go down.
Even the death is great, though, because he's 1 away from getting up to his dimensional drift. And the next round, MIBR have got a choice of either forcing around the 2 rifles that they've saved. I mean, Koala Noob's picking it up. EU's picking it up.
Zekken.
Alim as well.
Zekken. Half armor.
My ult's ready.
Easy pickings. Koala Noob now asserts himself over towards showers. He's
that's the rifle.
Carved up control, and yeah, that was realistically the danger player. Could be retrieved. It is. Wow.
Just yoinked. Completely yoinked. That's MIBR trying to make a play there with the smoke to retrieve the rifle. And as Aspas goes fishing inside the brim of smoke, he's like, where'd he go?
Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Ripped up, though. That's Tex off onto that angle. He's already dropped down Alim. Slow going affair here. MIBR don't have much in terms of the way util. Verno does. Still, that TP is going to be called for. That was that Shower's control early and out of dimensional drift. Spots it out into the corner. Attempted a body block by Koala Noob. You're seeing it. Mollies and nades flying forwards. Anything to delay the inevitable here, which is that push forwards. Mazzino, that's a critical kill. And now asserting and dominating control over towards Lamps here. MIBR making sure that they're ingrained. Hard to remove. 20 seconds left. Spike's only just being reclaimed. Plant now down. Nerve going for it. That's a seize and an orbital strike. And Nerve will have to give up his life for the cause. Anything to extend this round out. But it's now a 2v4, and this thrifty conversion is looking more and more likely. MIBR slow going. Making moves, and with the Bucky in hand, it's Aspas wiping Koala Noob off the map. I'm not sure towards the end.
I'm not sure you call it a signature weapon for Aspas,
no,
is it? The Bucky, but it gets the job done at the end there. What a round from Mazzino too.
Immediate smoke placed down. Reposition from a few of the MIBR players, and Showers has not been contested this whole time. Zekken, very deep, double dash now by Alim up towards the top, but he realizes that was a poor fight to take, so he pulls back to safety critically for MIBR this time. They do have all control over towards Showers.
They're looking to pivot B.
Yeah, pushed back. Molly, satchels, anything to deny that this plan could be going down. It's all down to Verno. He'll be falling into his lap. What can he do from a spot like this? He plays up close. Tight tuck to the corner. Flash goes wide. He gets his 1, gets the 2nd, and almost controlling for the 3rd there. It was a scrappy situation, but he buys enough time. Texas in there, straight into the fight. The heads are rolling on either side. Still time is of the essence, and that's the important critical factor. 6 seconds remaining. The spike needs to go down. His kills need to be found, and Texas has already done the work. It's a round found for him. The job is done. MIBR get that 2nd one on the board.
And what a play from Verno. Again, though, requiring a hero moment for MIBR. They're the team under pressure right now. Yeah, we haven't seen it much.
No.
They will be playing the majority of this series on double duelist, though, based on the maps in the pool.
It's a lot of pressure. Verno! What? Okay, gets away with murder, dare I say. Hard to hit a target like that. The Seas to the side of Vulnerable up, and well, okay, they are corralled into a corner nevertheless. So listen, rest of MIBR will be happy to help out with the rifles.
Yeah. Second relying on his teammates there to bail him out of a bad situation, but again, Verno's impact is utterly enormous.
Yeah.
Grabs one and seizes everybody else.
I mean, it's just insanity as well, the trajectory of Verno's career as a player, because he's, you know...
I think that's a really nice adjustment. FURIA have got to change up what they're up to, maybe increase the tempo, but they get whacked early. There goes Koalanoob on a light buy.
The benefits of playing Yoru. Prowler doesn't catch much for be long. That will force the issue though. Zekken will be able to fight that one. There's a smoke to play in. Tossed over towards the top. That's Allen in there with the shorty. These ults being expended potentially. Yes, Aspas with there with a showstopper. This is carnage now occurring because close quarters is what it's being forced into. When the smoke's in your face, FURIA! They're finding it. Targets acquired, and so is the site. Plant down. Fast and loose by MIBR. Still potential chances, but no, it's all contained by Alim. Watching the extremities as that pit just blossoms out and leaves it down to Tex.
You'd have to find some unbelievable timings here, and Alim looks like the first challenger.
There it is. Shot to the head is clean enough. That's a Bucky, not the rifle, but might do the job anyway. But as a tap, he's trying to force these players out wide into the open. What a round by FURIA.
Good adjustment there from both teams. MIBR in the early round and FURIA once they hit the site.
He's over the top. That's off a read, presumably, but it goes a miss. Seizing the orbital strike, hoping to catch Showers players. Aspas will go down regardless. Want to push towards it. That's convergent paths into the back. Look at the slowdown MIBR. Trying to scurry away from these bullets. They have no control of Showers, no control of backside. Smokes keep mounting. That molly rebounds and does push back the plant.
Patient play from FURIA. MIBR still locked out of the site for the moment too.
Yeah, retaking with an op is going to be even harder.
Portal closed.
Second's got to wait for this sight line to open up. And there it is. And the strike's going to be soon enough. That off angle by EU. Whoa. It is whiffy business. Kills eventually found anyway. The molly though timing. Verno's forwards, and this guy, he's like the Terminator in terms of how he's locking onto those angles. Will get traded out quickly enough, and the issue still lies here. Retaking by the operator is hard task all around. Zekken does not want to play for it. Not the standard off angle. He's like directly in the middle, I think, essentially. Yeah, he is. So, and there it is, rewarded for it.
Staying on it as well.
Yeah. Not removed. Normally you see that reposition happen. That's a shot through the Prowler. Get down, Mr. President. EU survives.
That's ridiculous.
That's insanity. Koalanoob, though, will assert himself over towards Showers now. He's got control of that one. And you see the flash through and around. Shot goes wide. Zekken forced to pull back, but still do have Tex playing with that pit into short, but he's only got a judge to work
30
with.
seconds left.
Stray shots. Operator firing. EU.
He's getting crunched.
Is he going to expect this? The answer's no. That's going to be delivering a weapon straight to the lap of Tex. Happy to pick it up, but doesn't anticipate the Koalanoob was already on it. Mazzino quick with the trade. Nerve, though, potential for him to pick this one up. Poking, prodding. Mazzino just baiting the shot out. This is a tricky spot to be in if you're FURIA, because you need these kills to go your way. Now it just leaves it into Nerve's hands. Spotted out. Finds the one, but Aspas is quick. Finger on the trigger.
Well, Aspas came alive this round. He was 2-6, I think I said, to start this off, and now he's 5-6 with a big 3K. And all three really important kills to be able to find, or at least the first two were. Well, they got an ult to be able to use, haven't they, here?
Yeah, this dimensional drift is going to allow them to play a lot faster.
Who's next?
Gatecrash gets quite a bit of space, and now you're going to see these ults popped off. Clearing a bit of a path. Aspas put down towards the back, and he hears an abundance of util here. Losing control of Lamps in the process. Hinder's going to go wide. That's a shot to the dome. 10 HP. That's what he's dropped to here. FURIA are relentless. Eager to try and lay claim to the back of this side, and bullets into the smoke. Shots in the dark. It's going FURIA's way here for round 10.
That's the aggression that you want to see from FURIA. Absolute disrespect. Bringing it to MIBR.
Be able to keep this form going, because expectations were all the way down at the bottom. I mean, we saw just before we got into this game, right? All the community opinions.
Yeah.
But they've been making the most of it, this FURIA squad. They are driven, hungry players across the board.
They should probably care about the weapons they're facing in this round, though, because we've got double Bucky online here. But Aspas and Mazzino, because the weaponry has been... The economy has been under enormous pressure this entire defense half.
There's a That's a great combo off the contact. Nice play to cook up.
Lovely set play, and MIBR have run that twice so far in this map.
FURIA might look to speed it up forwards now. Wanting it, hold on, Buckies! Oh, they're delivering. Mazzino and Aspas, they play off each other's contact. Alan, the last one left. Reclaim a rifle, but that might be about it.
I think this is where you get the experience difference happening here.
Yeah.
Is that MIBR, even when they're under pressure with lighter weapons, they're still so able to craft defensive setups that look like they make a lot of sense. Oh, Aspas has got the operator.
Okay.
So swap up here. He's got the op and the showstopper, so he's got
close.
An ability to escape.
There's a lot of players as well waiting on the other side of this one. Up. Gonna take that time in, he spots it out with that showstopper! Blind fire into the corner, he couldn't see a bloody thing. Prowler did the work. It evens it out 4-2-4.
I don't know how he didn't do any damage even.
Yeah, it's barely a scratch onto EU. That's just ridiculous stuff.
4v4 in this spot, and MIBR are looking to regain information over towards Hookah. FURIA have lost info all over towards Fountain. You can see the pings on the map. They don't know what's going on over there. Instead,
exploration on both sides?
Yeah.
Yeah, both teams just trying to clear up a picture of what's going on. Koala Noob, very heads up.
But does he expect the second? I don't think so. He's thinking that's a solo push from the player that's often been around.
Oh, the timing. Heard noise cues made. He heard the jumping from Artisan. Oh, this could be everything for them. Zekken's got a dimensional drift out, confirming what Tex already knows. Lurking up behind. Koala Noob, though, might have just done enough damage regardless, and look at that. Nerve just trying to appropriate himself there onto the right ankle. You're seeing that site is still open for the taking. They are surrounded, though.
Nice flip of the map, actually. Artisan planted on the other side. They can play backside, player advantage spot. FURIA looking quite good here for a 7-5.
And no hesitation with a play like that, immediately realizing what they needed to do. Flash Zekken. It's on his shoulders alongside Tex. FURIA finding themselves in very strong positions though in this post plant.
Artisan gets a kill, he has ult, and the round is over.
Koala Noob is going to be pushed out wide there from that, and that's a kill for Tex. Koala Noob out wide to the side, 4 kills, make it 5! And we call that one an ace. Koala Noob. It's a cherry on top for the first half of Bind in this best of 5 upper bracket grand finals. FURIA leading by 2 rounds.
Astonishing way to close things out there. It's got to feel great. He was talking about how he's been in multiple BO5s before and failed. And you're starting it like this? Deletes Verno.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful work here.
Let's go! First ace of VCT, baby! First ace, baby!
But now Koala Noob doesn't have the gate crash to escape, and he's getting pinched himself from market.
This is a real awkward spot to be placed into because he's trying to take his timing, but okay, players running around towards the back, and there's no way, okay, it's traded. That was a spike drop down. Texas wanted to claim that kill, just spots barely a glimpse of Nerve.
Even though MIBR was seen going back over towards B, FURIA have kept 3 players A. They don't believe what they've seen. Maybe making a read into the fact that Verno's a good enough caller to not go for the obvious.
Yeah, and they're willing to contact all the way up here. With Koala Noob down, not worried about somebody holding
30
a
seconds
deep
left.
off angle, unexpected, holding that deep information on FURIA's side. And so they can save a lot of their util.
Do you have the nerve to contact into B? They're creeping out.
Yeah, they found it. Space over towards the site, cleared out most of it. 14 seconds, Aspas. But into the plan here, the Snakebite's not enough damage to really dissuade him. Did want to get off in a spot like that. Back halls though. How do FURIA break out of this one? Util's being primed. Smokes drop down in their faces. Hinder connects. Haunt is better as well. That's going to be spotting out a multitude. Second, 1-for-1, jumping and hopping all around. Mazzino finally activates. Pounces on the chance to get involved into the fight. Aspas is going to be seized up. FURIA running over them like a wrecking ball, man, and add another one to the tally.
He was there when FURIA went winless last year in Stage 2. The other guys don't have the generational trauma of FURIA, but he does.
And they're looking to rewrite it entirely, but Aspas, that is a hero play and a half. Outlaw was purchased for him. Alan's going to be going hunting now for a couple of kills, but he wasn't anticipating the second. Was close quarters. Flash forwards. EU trying to equalize. Does find himself the one, and he's hoping for the second, but it's an evacuation chord for. Burner didn't want to take that fight. No, with a spike in his hands.
This is really dangerous. Aspas has got an Outlaw to work with. Tex force buying that one.
Yeah.
And 2 of the 3 remaining players with light armor. And this is tough. Nerve could easily get pounced on here from multiple directions. Or just left alone as the rest of his squad gets picked off by the Outlaw. Double Outlaw.
Yeah, it's a very tricky spot, isn't it, for FURIA now? And that Outlaw. We're seeing Prowlers forwards. Question is for MIBR. Still going to go slow going until it's not. Now speeding up a little bit. The smoke's
30
propped
seconds
up.
left.
It's not quite a tap. I mean, listen, Tex is already taking fights over towards Elbow.
Planted.
He's alone taking that, but still EU goes down regardless.
Well, that's a rifle now handed over. It's basically game over here.
It's chalked.
I mean, how could FURIA possibly win this round? 2v4 and their players are not in good positions. It'd have to be magic.
As in, he's found himself a gap, and there it is. Former comrade put down. Back to the spectator seat. Stinging out in a spectator. It's not much the work of an Elbow. Open sightlines. Shots are missed though. Nerves found it. It's getting whippy. Wall's going to be going down, and the shots go wide. No chances. Significantly there for FURIA, but it's MIBR who handle it all. Especially with the util that hasn't been burnt out. I mean, Artin is on the B site with a molly. Nerve's got a snake bite.
They have the Viper Orb over here, so they can take B long pretty easily.
Alim. Right here, it's a tricky one, but he just takes the same fight,
left.
same angle that Aspas did prior on the other half.
This is a really late hit.
It is, and this is where it gets really awkward. On bind, if you don't pull out this prior util, this is where the troubles start mounting. Molly to replace the snake bite. There's plenty of fuel in the tank. That wall's going to be going up as soon as the smoke fades. Time is of the essence. 12 seconds left. Orbital strike. They want to send it. MIBR trying to go into this one, but they're going into a blender. Straight into the maw. It's raw individualism. That's what's going to try and lay you out. They don't have time, do they?
I think they just got it.
It was barely there. Extension here. Zekken finds it. Plant down. 2v2 now for them. Koala Noob trying to announce himself onto the stage, but Zekken's just a little bit too sharp. EU shots through the box. Got a tuck now, Zekken. Free haircut in the process. Barely alive, and it's essential that he stays that. Verno crouched up. And if Verno didn't secure it, Zekken would have just swinging off the back of it. 8-8 off that. That looked dire.
That was so squeaky.
MIBR.
No, it was crazy.
Makes his way forward, TP up towards default as well, so Zekken's securing up a lot of that space. They know it's clear, there was no pings from the ult. Again, forcing potential for the retake. FURIA though, at least holding on towards that backside control, looking to see if they can get their grip onto it, but the fight's just not going their way. Not at all. It's MIBR lighting up the feed in their name.
Spike planted.
That's the risk you take, man, when you go for that kind of play. 4 players stack on B, and it's a really early timing to clear it out. They know that it is not B in that moment.
FURIA obviously relying and playing around Koala Noob, his proficiency with the Outlaw, with the Operator, so much in Kickoff so far, but
they've also been running faster rounds since he got the op online.
Yeah.
You take a look at the economy, and when can Koala Noob buy an op? All right, that's when we're running faster plays based off either ultimates or in this round, just kind of sending it.
right.
I mean, there was an ult in play, but it was mostly just a short pop. Yeah, you might not have even seen them in scrims.
Yeah. And every win that MIBR have got, give them more and more time to make sure that they can put it all together. Oh, Zekken!
That's incredible. He's like a ballerina. He's pirouetted through and found 2.
Connects the dots there. Heads popped off. Low as anything, but he's still willing to be aggro and just take the fights to them. Make him bleed, make him hurt, and that is a little bit too aggressive. A little bit too greedy, perhaps.
It's got style, though. It's got style.
2v4, Alim and Ardsin pressed into such a hard position. You have ults, but you need kills to want to use them. Orbital strike is going to be pulled out.
There's a molly line up here as well.
It's just filthy. We've already seen enough cringe Valorant from that last game. There's the molly sailing over, and Artisan knows already. No real chances in a round like this. 12 rounds now for MIBR. Over the line.
Part 2.
And they rush into things, they make mistakes, but pure composure by MIBR. They are happy to whittle you down bit by bit. TP forward, shot still firing. Tex! Oh, it's disgusting, man. Deep hit into the back of the site now. Good luck getting past that one in a 2v5. This is looking like map 1 is going to be wrapped up nice and pretty. All for MIBR now. Plant down.
Planted.
No problem. Squalanuva's got a heavy load on his plate and can't get rid of it.
And Nerve is sat here wondering what's gone wrong for them in this half because they haven't had a hold.
Wow.
Attackers win.
MIBR absolutely stormed the castle with that one. Every attack side round.
No real smokes, it looks like. I mean, Zekken's not going to get it. I'm not too sure what the timing is on it, but they catch the contact, and now the smoke just propped up. I mean, this is deep. It does allow FURIA to get in onto the side, and Adam's even just going to be hopping straight over towards the top. It's a lot of bullets raining down onto him, but Kalanubi does collect that one onto Tex.
Important
Isolated. Yeah, definitely so.
No salvos, but you've still got pull available here. I think. Not sure if Andazine has picked up one of these stars that he laid around the map. Maybe he's working with nothing.
Noise going to be made now by MIBR. They're looking to buy some time, create some space and pressure that Aspas can play off onto the other side of things and may even just take up most of the map. And Nerve, okay, rebound off that one, but Verno, as quick as anything, he's straight back in there, just trying to be controlled in the end. There's a lot of damage done, and now's the time to strike Aspas. 1v1 he is hearts in, and once more, his former teammate is the one who puts him down into the ground. Willing to prioritize the resources into Aspas as a player, and MIBR, Zekken, and Tex look like they're going to be tested. Thrown over the top. Smokes to try and divide up most of this side. That's Zekken does get tagged, so he's forced to retreat back, but he does claim a kill.
It's just spam, I think. EU, though, picked up that Ultor, has the Sova ultimate to be able to play for post. One salvo, a pull.
Nice angle. Alim is alone though playing this spot. Oh my god, what is that? Hunter's Fury off the back of that contact. Zeno was deleted. EU not getting too much done. Potentially a kill to be claimed onto Zekken. And not as, well, really just not anticipating that. Just trying to jump and rejoin the rest of the pack here. They're already pressing the advantage. MIBR trying to take this one a bit faster now because time is going to be bled out of them. The amount of util that they've got, Shark Darts hailing. It's a pull online. Salvos are next. You're just playing against the machine at this point. You're not even playing Valorant. Not much you can do.
The recon as well, saved to throw into a smoke as the final piece of util. So it looks like Zekken is saving that money that you were talking about to go towards an op purchase. But they've still got enough to send it in this round.
Yep, clearing up towards the left side of the B side, but these anchor smokes are a pesky problem. But still sitting inside of it. Potential timing there, yeah. Zekken catches Quality while he was smoking TP up towards the high ground.
He's out.
Still alive here. Drone gets a tag. Alim forced out of the fight for a few seconds. Be critical for them, just spotting these players' bodies sticking out wide. Dash forwards to try and buy a bit of space. Mazzino, again, shots fired and straight into his gut, straight through the wall, but Aspas is laying claim to all of this space and more. Alim shuts him down. Puts it to rest now. The damage done here. Players are weak as anything. Mazzino on 24 half. He knows where Andazine is, but no real way for him to play and win the rest of this round. He can do a bit of damage. That's all it'll be. FURIA get themselves another one. Knife was being held there by Mazzino.
Well, now Nerve is one away from his ultimate. If he gets the plant, he'll have that online for post-plant. Still got double salvos.
Made a lot of noise though. We'll see if those guys are sidestepped. Aspas. It's the 1-for-1. Nerve was quick with the trade once more. Deep smoke. Dash yourself into it. Alam's looking to see if he can play a lot of this space. And that all's going to be expended to roll out the carpet into the back of the site. Spam from Zekken. Well, not even spam. That's a kill over towards B.
Yeah, over on B. And that's actually pretty big. I mean, now there's only one salvo available for this post-plant util. No pull. No Armageddon.
MIBR can look to try and speed things up. This is a forward hold, though, by FURIA. All three players remaining. Deep onto the site this time.
They know they need to be the ones to make a play, FURIA here.
Paranoia sweeps. No real connection. Time still ticking away. These kills need to go their way, but Koala Noob finally removed for that heaven angle. All accounted for. It's Nerve who puts a stop to it. 5 rounds in a row now for FURIA. Knife was saved. Mazzino here in that drone contact. He needs to be careful here. There's Well, second drone, why not? Sending it, conversion pass, also going to be layered down. Zekken is in a very tight position. Can't anchor against that. It's rough going, no command. Emanates out, but a little bit too late to try and save the teammate. Mazzino trying to get himself and his teammates in, but they're just lining up and knocking them down.
Oh, this round's over again. This feels very much like the second half of Bind.
Yeah.
Where the attacking execs or the calling 2 just leaves the defenders in unwinnable 5v2 situations and it's over.
Not giving them any chances, I'm not giving them any ins. I've noticed something as well about FURIA as a team. They are saving these ultimates for a rainy day, looking to see if they can take the guns away. There it is, okay. Barely at the end. But FURIA are perfectly happy.
He has looked better on maps where they've been able to put him on the duelist. As simple as that narrative is, it has played out as true.
Gives him more outs, the knives out, and immediately back down again.
That's his own.
Just
it's his own
him
op.
down, yeah.
Back in a flash.
For sure. I think their understanding of how important scopes are in the current meta, the op and the outlaw, is
30
evident.
seconds left.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely evident. But also, these guys are grinders, right? They've taken a team that's only been formed recently and made them look really good.
Astounding stuff here. MIBR not down for the count just yet in a round like this. The darts overhead, the paranoia's even better. Alim pushed out of the fight for but a moment, but the time to strike was a little bit earlier. Nerve willing to supplement, help out. Augments the hold down. Alim will be dropped towards the end, but again, it's another round that has added up. The win is there for FURIA.
They are pasting them at the moment. There's nothing that MIBR can do. We still haven't seen them go aggressive in these rounds, though.
Nope.
It's still just been... I mean, I guess this round they were trying to do something aggro in mid, but if they're doing something aggressive, it has always been down that middle lane of the map.
Gives them an unreal amount of confidence here. That's a drone using a Hunter's Fury off the back of it. Verno, when he hears the drone, he was hoping to punish one of the users of it, but he doesn't get any tags whatsoever. Towards the back of the site, though. Okay, eventually cleaned up. Koala was there with a trade.
An opportunity there to stay and fight and play Verno in, but instead going backwards and trying to play for retake again.
Drone gets the tag, sees what the plan position is. He's trying to play MIBR in here. It's a lot faster in terms of the pace of the playing, but as Util held out into everyone's hands, and he's just following these players out. Zekken just caught completely unaware. The trade is there by Mazzino. And he's out towards heaven. 3v3 though, and look at these ultimates in play. FURIA have got a lot to use. Pull. Salvos, Armageddon's waiting in the wings.
Double shock.
Deep reposition, it's an instant trade. There's the Armageddon, roll it all the way out. It is too much util to account for. Underhanded with the flash, Mazzino trying to force the issue. And they've done it.
Wow, they've done it.
They've done it.
Against all odds.
Wow.
The first round that MIBR put on the board to go 8-1. It was.
Possibly because Aspas didn't have the operator.
Oh, here's a bit of aggression over towards B main.
TTP. Hold on. Timing here. Alam spotted it. Having just seen the tail end of the particles, so Zekken, party spoiled for him. Cosmic Divide now cuts up in your face.
Verno in the smoke.
Found a pocket.
They're trying, they're challenging.
Anchor smoke. Bit of spam laying it down.
They're thinking about it.
Poking around. Oh my god. He's barely there. Okay, smoke's going to be fading. I think we had to retreat.
Spike planted.
Drone trying to get his team back in position here, but the salvo's going to be used early. This is making it uncomfortable. Both salvos, in fact, committed to no real avail. Nades flying forwards. Alam's barely alive. Shred of HP. MIBR applying the pressure evenly enough that it is pulling out those critical pieces of util, and the plan is not particularly ideal. Shock darts raining forwards, but these smokes are difficult to try and chew through, and FURIA are making it real damn tough. It's down to just Tex now. It's a 1v3. Needs to ISO these fights, but they are right on top of it. FURIA leaving no stone unturned.
Giving it to him a little too freely.
This is interesting. TP. Potential timing, but the angle unaccounted for.
Again, Zekken getting punished. He's had a nightmare here on Omen.
He's putting everything on the line here. It's evened out by Aspas. Zeno, okay. 2 players spotted. Not keen to go for that fight. Backs himself up steadily.
And over they rotate to collect themselves into A.
Tex is giving up space over towards heaven. He's rotating and leaving a position here.
They'll hear the drone, but Tex is still scampering away.
Yeah.
Okay, Knife just spotted 0 people on B, And so now MIBR can get into position.
Tag onto Alan. He tucked. He's worried about multiple angles here, but no one is home from MIBR. All just surrounding this one. A tap. Pulls forced out. They want to fight up into heaven as Salvos to see if they can really just push them as a slight angle. Verno's able to sit into most of his team there. This could get real scrappy, and wow, I mean, Alan, the awareness is off the charts, but he will be dropped regardless. MIBR getting into it now. It's a rifle handed over. Mazzino, he's leading it. Rest of the pack right behind him. Rifles are going to be picked up as well. This is going to be looking like an aggro round. A bit more pace added on top here for MIBR. You can if you put your mind to it. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Anything's possible.
Zekken still believes. I think it's going to be really tough for them, even if they do get this. With how good FURIA have been on pistol. What an entry! What a punish! They weren't ready for that kind of pace coming out from Alan. He was struggling really hard with the opening kills in map 1.
Koalanu going walkabouts too. Slipped past. The hold over towards there. Convergent pass offloaded over towards A. Hinder up into heaven. He's looking to connect this one. The Hunter's Fury has narrowly avoided a lot of this one here, and this is a game of timings. Oh, Tex spotted out. Koalanu takes his time with it though. While that was going on, the Heaven player cleaned up. The plant is now down, and once more, a similar problem. Retaking with the operator against all of this util. Aspas is going to find replacement gun, but taking it together now. Dash forwards into the smoke, clears up one section. And FURIA perfectly happy to sit back. Look at them all in main. Real vintage cringe Valorant that you can witness here at VCT Americas.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, too many things to deal with, I think. Pull's got to be dealt with, kills need to be claimed. Random spam does not save the day. Zekken's getting funny and cheeky with it. He's trying to go right, slipping behind. Plenty more players where that came from though, and FURIA get up to 10. Abyss, much more in their control.
But in the pistols, it's all been that hidden talent. The FURIA dominance has been here, and Ardazine's hanging out with a shorty behind this smoke.
Dash forwards, Aspas!
I'll have a bit of that, please.
Down again, under Hunter with a flash. Mazzino wants to go fast. Lose, trying to take this one with that pace. And they were blind as anything. Artisan and Nerve didn't stand a chance.
I think he rooted them as well. That's a new ability.
They did not know what was going on. And the kills claimed. Collected and goes back and forth. Koalanu has put himself into a 1v2. Those two picked up, trying to pick up the better weaponry, but a bullet to the back as a punishment. And with all that damage done, MIBR get a pistol round.
Finally. Finally they get a pistol. And I think that should have been a priority for MIBR when there were so many free kills available. Null command here would have been real useful, and there he goes. I mean, he just hits the deck instantly.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Artisan is purely taking an instinctual timing there, just shots through into the smoke. There's a lot of util in your face, near-sided though. Asserts and dominates himself into that smoke position.
They don't know Aspas is up this deep.
No, they don't, but it's still going to be handled regardless. It's Artisan again. Artisan! This guy playing lights out. He hasn't stopped really. All of Kickoff. Just a shoulder spotted onto Verno. Keeping this one controlled together. You can't be giving any chances to get back in. In with the ace. Round 15. FURIA, one step closer now to potentially locking up this map.
Painting a masterpiece there on the defense side, Artzine. What an ace to be able to pull out. You're right that he's been performing really well so far in Kickoff. He actually had a really rough start to this match though on Bind, and I was hoping, praying that we weren't going to get a rough performance for him.
Deep Knife, not sure if that was going to get the tag onto Koalanu.
It did.
Recall. Koalanu's position here, will be able to exit. Sell his abilities, but Mazzino just caught towards the end then. Almost not going to do much, not when there's full armor in play. Aspas dropped down to 10 HP, shocked out, rebounds. No kill claimed, out towards the door. Zekken looking to see if he can strike right where it hurts, and the timing is perfect on it. All that pressure, making sure to ping pong off of each other's players.
That's a nice A heaven crunch there. And Tex is just playing this chill back spot.
Enemy remaining.
Pretty similar to when he was playing the Cypher as well, just controls the mid lane of the map. I think the nerves should start creeping in, if not around now, if you lose the next rifle round for sure.
I hard agree.
Just because of how Bind went. Bind was, they were 8-5 up. Yeah, it's not as dominant as this. I'm not saying that.
Zekken Feeling like he could get pressured at any moment. I mean, his head's on a bloody swivel. 180s after 180s. The rest of his team is in, though. Noise pressure's made, and the call's made by FURIA to re-clear. Good protocols from them. It's a rifle picked up. This time not letting Zekin jump onto the timings that his team was creating with the pressure.
Koalanoob with a rifle.
Has he heard something? Potentially. He looks like he was lying in wait there. I think he knew that something was up, and now a TP to regroup. Back over towards the rest of his team. Samo's going to be utilized to clear most of the way. Cosmic Divide cuts it up, dissecting the site, and the spike is way out to the open. MIBR, they make a call to try and fight forwards.
He's on for the ace.
But straight into the open arms of Koalanoob, and he wants that ace. 8 bullets remaining, Arzin with a stick. There's no danger lying here. Fully sticking this one. Safety in numbers, and the ace, yeah, okay, denied, but I don't think Koalanoob cares. The energy is sky high right now for this guy.
Mazino's ult.
Nov has some util
left.
primed. Salvo's off the drone. They hear it. Verno's going to be taking a whole lot of damage. Mazino's off the map! He's off the bloody map! What happened there? Trying to avoid the salvos, I think, inside that smoke. Mazino just lost in the chaos of the situation, but FURIA, this is it! A killing blow that they were waiting for. And Tex and Aspas will do their best to try and fight their way through it, and they have earned themselves a bit of respite. The time is of the essence, time is of the essence! EU is getting scrappy! All that damage done, my god, man! MIBR found themselves a window. But you got to keep it going, you got to keep it controlled, smooth, clean as anything, and this is getting hectic, this is getting Larry. Somehow, they find a way past it all.
This match so far has been calm and controlled. One team has been putting down a stranglehold on the map, but we've flipped back and forth. This is the first round where we've seen actual chaos. Where's he going?
Salvos. He's trying to play on the ledge to avoid the salvos.
Yeah.
There's a tiny gap there that he was trying to find, and he just jumped off the map.
He just leapt off the map.
What happened to my boy Manzino? Off the map.
Slow and steady up through mid, but smokes are now going to be dropped down. This is going to be spelling it all out. No command forwards. Timing here of all that pressure. And EU, he just turns his attention towards it, and they've let Aspas in. Slip the net, knife forwards. That's a good flash. Addison, blind as anything, and Aspas activating from the back. Mazino alongside him.
Beautifully coordinated round from MIBR. You could see it cooking from way earlier. Verno holds the back whilst drilling out what he wants the rest of the troops to do. We were talking about FURIA getting their feet underneath them after winning the previous Thrifty. But it's right back to being ripped out. 4 rounds in a row needed for MIBR, but this next one.
Just a one star. Popped off now. Arzin, just the sheriff to play with. The drone not dealt with. This is going to be clearing a large area of this site. Zekin's there. Rifle was exchanged for the Outlaw. Aspas with that gun in his hands. Timing, hold on, composure! Arzin pulls it back from the brink. And just like that, turns it on its head. It's a 3v3. There's danger now in this round. The plan was denied. It's all now onto MIBR. They're the ones who have to find this! And instead it's FURIA picking them apart at the seams. The round is unraveling before your eyes, and Abyss looking so damn likely to go their way. There it is. Flourish at the end, 13-8. FURIA drag it 1-1.
Against a team that's winning 70% of their pistols across Kickoff.
It's been working for Lev.
It certainly has. Not going to work for Verno.
Nope, trying to hold that one down with the bandit too.
Goodbye, good night.
Oh, Atti's not even needed. There's no flashes in this comp. What am I talking about? Point still though. Towards Garage. It's Texu's tested. Gets his kill. Gets the hell out. And off the back of the turret contact. I'm seeing him a lot of bodies and a lot of potential for it to go wrong. FURIA though still punching back. Mazino gone. Taken out. There's 17 seconds left.
You have to end B here.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. The A rotate could have come in and filled this gap, but second match we spawn.
Addison, he hears all of that sound pressure now, and they're going to start to see if they can flood in, because again, time pressure. Plan needs to go down with no problems, but it's all cleaned up. Stalwood, when it comes to that post-plan defense.
Take space.
Right time to get the most out of it.
But he knows when not to send it like there through an orb.
Dangerous, hold on, game of time. Tex has barely found it, and more. Where that came from. Lovely transfer. Gets one more, why not? For the troubles, he's buying time and space now for the rest of his team to completely collapse upon the C pressure.
Verna dodges away.
They just walk back up as well. They don't make any sound cues. They take the initial space. Now looking to jump onto the chance, but Aspas is waiting for that. Still traded though, EU. He was on top of it. Orb sailing overhead, it signals it all. This is going to be landing over towards it. That time reveals on the second, and now Hunter's Fury. Hold on, he has to TP to get out of there. TP's on TP's. Koalanoob has found himself into the one-way, but this could still come down to that raw individualism. The wall is up in their faces. That is putting a pause into the step of Furia.
Koalanoob's smoke's going to run out.
It's running out now, and here it is. Kills are starting to collect up into the feed, but Mizzino ready for it all onto that high ground over towards heaven. It's traded by Koalanoob, but he's just one man. And the spike way out into the middle of nowhere. Barely any time left. He's going to have to commit to this one, but he knows has to try and play to his outs. And MIBR know exactly what they have to do. Zekken pressures, pushes the plant. That's a deep TP up and towards heaven. That's going to be spotted. Cancelled or broken. Either way. Up towards that A space, Aspas had a really hard shot to hit, and he tried to get awkward with it. Do respect it, dashing straight back into Allen with the shorty in hand. Potential trying to go his way.
Going for the Dambi movement.
Yeah. Now the difficulties will mount. Hold on, as I say that. Doing a good job with his util. Long-range artillery. Denies the plant for a moment in this game. The time is Koalanoob was on top of it. Aim well trained onto the angle. Verno. Looking to see if he can isolate some of these fights, but Alem has got this one entirely locked down. The pit to try and peel your way out of this one. Again, just shut down in a blink of an eye. The operator's in play again, and again, the same game plan by Furia. They are just sending it flying forwards over towards B. See if they can pull out bits and pieces of the util. Deep TP up towards into that one-way. This time hard committing into the plan. Zekken! Fully aware. He knows the positions these players will like to play. Instinctual, really. One hell of a read. Alem now matters into his own hands. Yeah, just flicks towards it with Tex dismissed. Zekken, deep TP, and he is behind enemy lines. We're looking to regroup with Mizzino. Just got one hit. Reveals the spot that they're potentially in. Overdrive now going to be active into his hands, and Mizzino, yeah, from that one, all attention being pulled and peeled away. They're able to just make sure that they can clean and mop up the rest of the round.
Very controlled play against the pit there. Yeah, they had a big player advantage.
Looking towards mid. See what the coverage looks like. There's an operator on the one side. He can only get the 1-for-1 yet. Too many players to account for.
Dude, I'm surprised he got the one. What was that flick?
Nasty.
He had to rotate from looking headshot box to window.
Yeah. Just ahead. Spotted out there. Paranoia now is going to be sent flying forwards, and that snakebite on top of it. Zekken, that's a 140. Unfortunate not to get it, but the cleanup is there. In time, lockdown now. In play. It's going to be pushing the MIBR players way out of the picture. A couple of stray bullets. You might just be able to get lucky, not quite skipping around. And that's entertainment. Verno, that's not happy about that. Yeah.
No, you can see it in his face there. Wanted to try to get back into this probably quickly with this over ult.
Yeah, trying to set his team up to see if they can get themselves in before Fury really set up for success. Snakebite. It's going to ricochet back. Clear a portion of default. The post-plant positions are clean. Turret catches the one. Just jiggling. It comes down to the way that these fights end up shaking out. Bruno dropped. Tex looking around, wondering where the next fight was to be taken. Sadazine, though, closing it out. Mizzino might be able to get a one. Oh, just hopping away from him. Instant answer back, though, from Furia.
Yeah, and a smart way of playing the round, too. They got themselves contacted up behind the Viper ultimate. And they're reading into the state of the ults, right? They know that Verno has a Hunter's Fury to deny the lockdown.
Take flight.
Verno jiggling. Here's a drone. He knows they're way up close here. The shock dart rebound to deny the drone a bit of that space. Zekken has got to be the one to help him out. The dart not cleared. Zekken's going to be tagged up here, and he is in the danger. Very dangerous position indeed. Verno trying to insert himself again, anchoring towards the back of the side. The slightest of gaps to play, at least with Mizzino. Finds it. Perfect line there, but a 3v3 and still retaking with the operator, but eventually changing hands. Aspas now with that rifle. But look at how difficult it is just to try and play the retake.
And they're basically being forced to play retake in all of these rounds. They never have enough players on the A side because they don't have info early enough.
No. Wall up. It's going to be going on soon enough. Bits and pieces of spray and spam. A couple of bullets, though, with Mazino as weak as they were. There's still chances, potentially, but not accounting for the corner that Nerve has just inserted himself in.
Verno's also being forced to play on-site when he has the Sova ultimate that would be useful for him to be able to support other people. Here's more of that lobby crunch.
Okay.
And Zeken's a bit lucky to get the trade, maybe. That almost looked like a collab.
Bullets sent flying forwards. Mazino just trying to really make them pay, I think. Takes a lot of damage in the process.
The adaptation from MIBR is better, though. Getting Zeken tucked up on this close lobby position at least gives you good info that you don't need to be hard playing A.
Yeah.
Once Verno drones this, he can start rotating off until Zeken hears something.
Toxin screen down. I have the spike.
Just seeing Nerve. Spike's handed over. Deep dart, Alam eager to take a lot of this space now over towards the B site to wall to give them a bit more safety, but no accounting for Mazino. Again, he finds that timing. Trying to play a bit faster.
Yeah, with Koala Noob dead, there's no smoke.
Overdrive's popped, but Alam's keeping a gun out, and he's keeping it cool, calm, collected again. That does Fury. Tap to try and pull this one out. This is FURIA looking quite controlled, but a shot in the dark eventually finds the mark. Okay, Verno with that one. Hunter's Fury goes both ways, though, and that's damage done. It could be dangerous. Tex doesn't have the rifle, but the damage, surely there it is. Enough for the cleanup. 6-6, MIBR. Draw it level. He's propped up now with that paranoia goes forwards, but there's no one jumping. Chance to really capitalize off of it. They're waiting for the timing, hoping that the smokes will dissipate, and now looking to see if they can go, but it's replaced by the Omen smoke, and again inserted. FURIA have a stack of bodies here. This could go any which way direction, but it comes down to the fights and how the fight gets taken. Mazino leaping, jumping into the fray. The rest of his team happy to augment it.
Looks like a clean sweep on the pistol for MIBR. Unseen does take down Mazino just to shut me up, but his chances of winning a 1v5 here are extremely minimal. MIBR look like they've what they were looking for, which is another one of these second half pistol wins.
Yeah.
And they have been generally.
Push an attempt towards it. MIBR have been nothing but patient, though. There's 20 seconds left.
And they're rotating?
Yeah. Okay, you have no space anywhere else on the map. What direction are you going to be looking to go into? There is going to be time when you have to go to B. Have to. TP directly into the middle, trying to avoid the nano swarms, but any amount of util could really just push you back and spell defeat. They get the plant down. MIBR into it now, but the fights are happening thick and fast. It's FURIA keen to just layer this one on. Trying to play in the midst of all of this one, but in the chaos, Mazino. That's a dagger to the back. Two players not expecting it. Zek in close quarters, but it's brought to that 1v1. Arts in. Can he do it against Mazino? Turret, Arts in! Oh, God! Just gives it to him.
No, it's absolutely ludicrous.
It's ridiculous.
You would not look at this team on paper and be like, yeah, they're going to have better stats than the super team in 1v1s.
Aspas and Mazino shut down from that A lobby pressure. A peek to see if they can get something going.
And punished very early there.
Yeah.
Instantly into a 3v5. These are spots you do not like to be in, but Zeken's given them a win condition over on C. He's been bold, TP'd into a smoke. And FURIA are playing this full for retake.
Found a lot of space.
Spike planted.
Tex is going to be that red lurk, essentially. He needs to really stay alive. Traded with the judge. And he was low. Makes it a little bit less egregious.
You know that Verno and Zeken have to make a play here. They're in a 2v4. They must be doing something aggressive. The question is, where and can you stop it?
Verno has his ult. In a more passive position here. It's all really onto Zeken to see if he can just bleed out a couple of the bodies. Two going down. Potentially enough. And a 1v2 for Verno, but now looking to creep his way back in, and he's found it. There's the one kill. He's got the ult to play with. On top of that, the drone. EU has to know the outs on top of it. It's a stick onto half. He's hurt himself. No way sticking this all the way. It's not. He lets it go, and Verno just toying with him. Toying with him. And has he got enough time? Oh, so down close. Verno makes the most. That's a Red Bull clutch that you can just add to the tally. It's going to have to be respected. Nerve wants to absorb up that space once more, and Tex could be, yes, paying a price because of it. So, with him dropped, he was alone. He's handed over a gun. Full C control, and a gamble stacked by FURIA. They're scurrying away, but I think sound cue's potentially heard. Nerve might be pulling them all the way back.
If Nerve manages to get around the flank here, with the
30
Phantom.
seconds left.
Chance.
Game can still be on.
They want to go fast. Here's an overdrive, and they found it. Target acquired. Aspas is going to be dropped there. The wall's propped up. Stun ricocheting back. Nerve. Spraying and praying. It's damage done. MIBR going to try and hold on and weather the storm. Can they batter down the hatches? It's left up to Zekken. Peels his way back, reposition, but it's a 1v3. And the weapon's handed over, making it a 1v2. 10 bullets left. Got to try and find it now individually at that FURIA. They just line themselves up. Take the fight together. Thrifties defining today. It's going to let it rip anyway.
Oh, that's late.
Yeah, it's potentially anticipating that they would reclaim some of that space. The drone was perhaps heard, and I think Verno hoping, I should say EU, hoping that he could cancel that one out. Nerve is straight in there, though. Willing to take these fights. Repol was propped up.
Very bold challenge onto Aspas, isn't it? Looking to take the fight straight into the guys, shut him out of the round early.
Striking when the nanoswarms are up as well. This is very fast, though. Mid-rounding by MIBR. They're looking to see if they can clean up, and they have done that. A lot of the Killjoy util.
Yeah, they've popped all of the KJ util over towards B, so they could go for a pit here from Mazzino and look to end B. Would Nerve hard fight inside of it? Does look like he's positioned to.
Perhaps considering. Do have other options as well. If Artson stays alive, they have a lockdown to clear it out.
Toxins going up.
Patience for now. 35 seconds left though, Nerve. Lay it down that pit. That's going to be connecting all the way around, but he gets dropped anyway. So the pit goes down with him. Lockdown's also being used. MIBR being handed the golden ticket, essentially. Ultimate's pulled out, though. And not out of the danger zone just yet. 3v3. What to account for. Verno's letting loose again. His Hunter's Fury. He's going to see if he can start to push these players back out and away, and it just makes it uncomfortable enough for Zekken to really light them up.
It's a critical round win for MIBR. They needed that one to save their economy.
Get involved. It's an anchor smoke again, but MIBR being nothing but patient. Willing to poke prod and now looking to see if they can get a little bit more here, but QuaLaNoob unanticipated. Look at the TP, redirect the attention again. Back and forth. This guy's being a nuisance right now. A real thorn in their side. MIBR. Player down, drone up and overhead. These kills need to be claimed and they need them now. Tex is willing to step up to the task. See if he can find a bit more, but that is an awkward fight. Shock darts flying in your face and bullets straight after. Bit of a jiggle. Shots through though. That box is weak as anything, and Verno, he's hungry for it. Senses it, there's damage done, and you can see if he can look to pick them apart, but he's on 1 HP. Swift Breeze will just absolutely do him in. And Artazine is the one to step up to that. 10 to 10 for FURIA.
Pit not committed by Mazzino. I thought maybe he would pivot in a different direction and try to win the round with the pit. They've got double stinger to play inside of it here.
Aspas raring to go. Bit of a hard read that there is not too much in terms of pushback holding that.
It's brute force in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, just a dart to play with. Alarm bot broken, but MIBR were more than ready for that. Artazine trying to swing off the back of it. This lockdown now is going to be creating even more pressure on Alem. We're going to go walkabouts. It needs to be held. The jump spot is seen. Hold on, there's an angle here. But Zekken holding a bit of that util time running out. High tide, you're going to try and find your way into the back, and you're detained. QuaLaNoob was left to see if you can hold it back. It's not happening. Mazzino's the one just taking over the round. It all goes a little bit skew with there. The pressure perhaps getting to this FURIA squad. Don't look at this. Make any mistakes. Give an opening for FURIA to capitalize. Mazzino, this wall's going to be dropped, and there's going to be a face and a bunch of players ready to take this fight. Gearing up, that bandit does quick work. That's to the side, Aspas. He will supplement, help it out.
Yeah, good help.
Pushes back in postures, Artazine straight back in there though. Risky business. Plays made all across the board, and Verno dropped down to 6 health. Hold on.
If Nerve had a rifle right now, there would be so much danger in the round, but he's just got a tuck. He's only got the Bucky to be able to work with.
Yeah.
He's only going to be a serious threat if they go back in his direction, and MIBR have called a freeze. Verno with his 6 HP, just looking to control the game.
Finding the right gaps. Dart stun. Not broken.
30 seconds left.
Still alive. The wall up makes it a little bit awkward.
Spike
Plan committed though.
planted.
Nerve's taking his time to see if he can find himself that slightest of angles to play with. The player is low in front of him, Verno. Damaged up prior. Art's in. He's got a lot on his plate. Tap while the wall is up. Forcing the issue. Time. Board. Hold on. Classic. Adds in. Sheriff. Trying to combine their might towards the end here. Sin! I'm telling you, man! This team is not losing at 1v1s right now. It feels preordained. He's hoping that these players will be dragged back into spawn, but no one's moving other than Nerve. A glance here or there, but they seem to be aware that this is fake pressure. Snake bites ricochet on either side. Partner's TP of his own, but I think he just spotted a player out. This is FURIA finding their marks. Targets are right there. They've got a complete collapse onto them. The lockdown even committed. Artsin not leaving anything to chance. This is going to push the MIBR players all the way into their open arms. Not Odin ready to do some quick work. Damage is here, ready and waiting with those rifles. Spraying them all down. FURIA find the 12. It's going to require diligence, jump spots to see if they can spot Alem out. Jiggle. Holds his nerve, overdrive pops, and he finds it. Aspas down for the count. Straight shots, overdrive of his own, and Takes trying to activate off all that pressure. It was watched for. Koala Noob 1 step ahead, and now mad dash and a scurry. 30 seconds remaining. MIBR, what direction do you go into? You got to punch your way through a round like this. No advantages, no prior space earned for FURIA. Looking like they're on the brink here to taking a lead in this series, in this best of 5 upper bracket grand finals. Putting the best foot forwards because right now this is MIBR just bleeding out entirely. You can't stand up to it, not at all. And we will be going to breeze, but FURIA the ones in control. So the A site is ripe for the taking. Spike in the back pocket of Artsin will eventually start getting onto the site to lay this one down. Smokes will dissipate, and I believe fuel saved in the tank. Push them back. It's a very deep wall indeed. Aspas, though, claims the first kill. With Alem down and out, that's suddenly the double door angle that's going to be opened up for them. Feigning like he could be going for the flank as he opens up the door, but now time starting to mount. Pressure's on. Dart needs to be dealt with instantly at that. Koala Noob is going to be sharp onto it. Let's see how the aim rings out when there's players in front of him. Pressure's there. 1-2! Punches them down! Straight through. It's Mazzino, though, to see if he can answer back. And towards it, MIBR finding all sorts of kills. Leaving it just down to EU and Artsin, but already that pull needs to be precise. Half earned. Pushed on the way. Vulnerable up second. Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Same situation that we saw steal a round away from C9 earlier today.
Tag up, Snakebite's going to be peeled out. FURIA applying pressure all over the map right now, moving into the B direction. Zeno spotted. Hold on, these shots are rattling, man. The wall just barely saving Alem. Another peek from the side. He is low as anything in this game of timings. Verno just gets a handle on it. EU is handled, spotted out, cleaned up, out towards the side. They haven't dealt with Mazzino.
6 bullets.
Smokes popped up, seeing if he can carve out a bit of space to play in. Artsin's going to be falling. MIBR getting on top of all of this one here, but they do at least FURIA clean up towards the back of the sides. Aspas straight back at you. This is a bonus round conversion that has serious danger now that FURIA are just left out to the 2. Koala Noob! Koala Noob! Already on for the 1 ace, and now he's spotted out with the last is Nerve by his side. It's all on Aspas. The fuse stuck onto half. He's bought himself a couple of hours. Needs to secure this kill. Finds it into the 1v1. Spraying down. Bullets running out. But so is time. And Koala Noob can play with that. He can win with that.
No way, he's got it.
No way, no way, no way.
He's robbed Koala Noob.
Oh my God.
I look at the minimap. I see people getting killed.
He's feeling a bit left out, I think.
Here comes the B-pop.
Yeah, here it is. FURIA been good for this. Well drilled and executed. Already Yuto's going to be rattled off, but Zek in this close quarters angle can be denied. Surely there's the trade in sight. Kills going either way, but Aspas! Quick with the reactions. Operator in his hands. The drone buying a bit more space.
If there's any exec that you've got to be prepped for, it's this one from FURIA. And I think MIBR knew exactly what they wanted to do to deal with that. They were fighting really close, spamming to take down Alem early. 0 and 5. Here. On the attacking Yoru. FURIA have to dig themselves out of this hole in the 2v3.
Seen again the discipline from MIBR. No one overstepping themselves. Tex just Eager to get a bit of information on the fight. Verno, his time to strike. Swoops into the angle, and Aspas from the arches. 3 in a round for him. That will be called down to the rest of his team.
Koala Noob taking this more towards the... Oh, wow. Second finding the peak onto Koala as the orb drops.
He's just using that smoke to get into a prime position.
It's an unusual spot for your attack side Jet to be playing, actually. And nobody clearing that. No drone used earlier on to make sure that the avenue was safe as soon as Nerve smoke dissipated. It's a terrible beginning, honestly.
Yeah.
Down 0-6.
It's really tough for FURIA.
They've been winning so many of these 4v5 rounds across Kickoff, but I feel like not as many today. It has, I mean, they've been winning some insane 1v1s.
The 1v1s have kept going, haven't they?
That's true.
Yeah.
But you got to get it to that point first.
Yeah, and it is a test of endurance, these BO5s. It's a marathon, not a sprint. FURIA have expended a lot to get here. Smokes, second layer.
30 seconds left.
Drop down now. Anderson is trying to go for a bit of a plant.
Spike planted.
Between the pyramids, MIBR are grouped up.
There's a flash for Alec. He's got on the board. He needs some value here.
Wall up, Cosmic Divide is going to be forcing the issue. FURIA are pushed and pressed into this post plan a bit more aggressively than they're anticipating. Alan is straight back onto it, but again, the trades, it's overwhelming. Presence of mind for FURIA, for MIBR, I should say.
This is complete dominance.
MIBR perhaps running away with this map here. The game getting a little bit too real, perhaps, for FURIA. Deep clearance into Equality was immediately picked off. That's just Tex. Lit up by a drone, I believe, but he just takes a couple of stray shots. That's all it took, really. Hunter's FURIA to see if they can dissuade this, and it does. The plan is not down here. Verno taking his time with it, trying to hop over towards the top. He finds at least one of the targets. Anderson's dropped down to 45. Pit at least in play. Shock darts rebounding. Chip damage mounting. Flash is in your face. Everybody is blind as anything, but a dart was saved for a situation like this. And Aspas creeping up towards the flank here. All makes it hard. Looking for the right options, the right answers to see if he can help his team back into this one. There it is, finally. Finds the time to strike. Pit's going to be dropped down. That was Nerve going down. EU crouched into a corner. Hoping to dissuade that final boss from really taking over, but honestly, this is all MIBR.
Crushing them. Absolutely crushing them. And making this retake playstyle look sublime.
Taken over.
Here's that B-pop again.
You are divided.
Previously, MIBR be the ones holding it down at the door. That's a big reveal, but no kills claimed. Surely, Mazino's got to go down. Zekan's there immediately. What? Zekan!
There's no way!
He's taking over! Let it be known.
One enemy.
Anderson eventually puts a stop to it, but he's just one man. What can you do? A 1v4.
You cannot be getting a double drone tag in that situation and not finding a kill off the back of it.
Insanity.
How has that happened?
Anderson's position, spotted out there from the jiggle. Mazzino waiting and pouncing. 9-0 currently, MIBR. And when there's one player that's keeping up the morale, the silence can be deafening. Dash forwards. Trying to cut this one up into the cloud burst again, but that is a huge reveal. Oh my goodness. At least traded in time. Aspas still with that operator. Has that deep sight line. He's just looking for the heads. Target-rich environment. Looking to take his time with it, and Tex being that foundational player, the rock of this team.
Ardazine's on a sightseeing mission across the other side of the map.
He doesn't have the spike. There's nothing you can do.
30 seconds
30
left.
seconds left. Round 11. You just got to save the rifle and hope that you can play around it. But this is, it's just monstrous. It's, yeah, whatever you can pull together.
They're thrifting.
Barely anything really, but they're going to be sending it potentially into the brick wall. Aspas slams it shut in their face. Blind by a bit of respite. Pulled back, peeled back, TP back in, and Zekan!
Confidence, man.
He's making a mockery of this moment here. EU at least gets a handle onto that, so the trade in sight. Calling for the pause. Bit of calm in the midst of it. FURIA need this to see if they can correct that course. There's a Cosmic Divide. Mazzino.
He's created a little pocket for himself, but he's been spammed.
Yeah, they seem to be aware that he was in that position. 7 HP.
He might have even seen the glow over his head when he ulted there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I need a stop.
Anchor smoke. Play it and drop FURIA. Forced to stew in a position like this. It's the last round and a half. He might as well throw everything into it. EU has a big ult. He's playing into main. He's worried about the flank though. He'd love to use it to set his team up to try and take this site. Shock darts. Sent flying. Walls up. Players
30
creeping,
seconds
working
left.
their way in, but Mazzino's angle, is this going to be accounted for? Allen doesn't want to overstep himself. The swing out to plant tonight. Hunter's Fury meant to offset this one, but the players are all the way towards the back. With their backs against the wall, it's up to Allen to see what he can do, but it's too much to deal with. It's overwhelming. The presence of MIBR. 12 rounds in a row. Allen. The wall making it awkward in terms of the angles. He wants to try and fight, and he just steps into it. MIBR. Diligent, holding, waiting for the peak. It's that cold composure that you're going to see on display from MIBR. They know they don't have to rush into anything. Peeking out wide, Koala Noob, activating, and even those few stray shots at the end, there was a chance that he could at least do a bit of damage and more to Aspas.
He was the player that stepped up in the closest round FURIA had. Was almost on for an ace.
Yeah.
It's a 3v3. Aspas dies to a single bullet coming out from EU's Sheriff. But Nerve is the one that's posted with a ghost in hand.
Just jiggling the line over towards that pyramid.
30 seconds
Spots
left.
it. Signs of life, backs himself up. Hello. Hell of a shot. Aspas finished off. The wall's going to be dropping in EU, ready to respond. And there it is. They get the pistol. No 113-0's FURIA.
Don't.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I'm paying attention now to it, aren't I? So it was pointed out for me. Alim.
I mean, that's a hell of a shot. I don't think he realized how good that shot was.
Is that into the smoke?
Yeah, it was mid-dash.
Okay, but I'm not anticipating this. Second, found a potential angle. Just missed this chance. Shocks will ricochet. Double outlaw, though. Bit of a clearance towards the box. Koala's got to be careful about this one. Mazzino now with a plant. Managed to push them back.
Toxin screen down.
Two players will go down to a single shot of the outlaw. Zekin and Tex, the ones with the full armor. Arzin's found it. Tex finished off. For a bit more, but he smokes dissipating. Mazzino!
Snappy.
Very snappy stuff, and now it's getting dire. Pressed to the brink. Mazzino's looking to put on an absolute display of dominance, but shut down before the clip was online. At this point, though, it's inevitable. We will be going to split. MIBR. They want to take him all the way there, straight to the distance here in our upper bracket grand finals. All on the line.
Beautiful idea coming out there.
It is a really good idea. Similar to what they were doing on Bind with the Dimensional Drift. Peeling back now over towards the site once they force those rotates, and this is an open site for the taking.
I love the fake gate crash because it does make a noise now. And the defending players can read into it. Very clean post plant. What is Aspas doing over towards A?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He's miles away from the action, and if FURIA, they're going to be speeding this one up, taking the fight forwards at a rapid pace, already taking up a lot of residency. It's up to these anchoring players to see what they can do. Tex up from that high ground angle does at least get the kill onto Koala, but they have lost every single anchoring site player. Kind of a heaven attack to see if he can pull these players wide out into the open, but EU's already repositioned. I should say Artzin. It's a kill found for him, and Aspas is going to look to try and put it all on his back, and it's two sharp shots. Don't get me wrong, but not enough to overcome EU waiting on the sidelines. Bucky could do some serious damage in a position like this. The Prowler is good and spraying. It's labored at best, but Zekin eventually gets the kill he was looking for. That double dash, Allen is going to be hurt here with that Bucky. He has a refract. Patient plays. Oh no. Frank's gone. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, and it could have been a prime position to get a kill. Not quite. EU's there. What a shot by Mazzino. Deletes EU off the map.
Well, that's the kind of thing that we've got to be paying attention to in rounds that matter a bit more than this one. You can take risks here. This is just a bonus with a pretty light buy. So don't mind that from Allen. He's one of the players that has to keep his head cool in difficult spots later on split.
Now, Artisan left to try and anchor now, but from this spot again, there's too much to overcome. There's a nade rebounding. He's wondering about the TP straight into Zekken. Flash forwards again, up top, Raptors. Needs to be that fight taken, Zekken. And Aspas
30 seconds.
combine it all together. Full committal now into the plant.
It just has to be.
Kuala-Noob.
It just has to be a save here.
Spike
I mean,
planted.
EU can poke and prod and see if he can find a pick, but Kuala-Noob is.
He's gone up.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He is not helping. This would
play
have
into
to be a
this.
1v5.
Full ram control though, giving up. MIBR have this one, and now the showstopper's just going to be sending it against the back wall. What a shot by EU! At least equalize it. That rifle does need to be reclaimed. The recycling in order, and it's going to be picked up. Exchange in hands. Alim Howe has it to play with.
The Hinder potentially might have saved MIBR from committing to a stacked site.
It's an awkward position, yet still he snaps to it.
Down A.
Adjusts his aim with Verno being dropped. That's a spike as well onto ramp. Pressure now onto Tex to see if he can explore and open up a different avenue over towards B. The spike is starting to steadily move over that direction as well. Hold on, timing. Shorty to the face.
So unaware that Zekken would be bold enough to go for that kind of play.
It's a crazy play.
And Tex has been bold on this B side of the map as well. Realised that the whole thing is free.
Might be able to get another one here. Kuala-Noob really wants to at least feel like he can take a timing past this one. Here's the TP. He takes a shot. There's no way he's getting out of this. No way! Gets the one and lives. Absolutely no way. Dimensional drift earned up. Kuala-Noob spotting out where the rest of these stragglers are. Alim was handed potentially a fight, but too many players to overcome. Deep pillar position. Snake fight needs to be avoided now. Sidestep so Kuala-Noob doesn't go down because he's low as anything, but it's Tex. All the pressure on him and Mazzino. Kuala-Noob slowly approaching, just can't quite hit that in time, but Anderson there with the trade up and over towards the top of the smoke. It obfuscates Mazzino! Lights them all up and finds that perfect line.
What is the game plan here?
Not too sure.
How do you play the attackers in?
They were hoping maybe that the presence would create a bit of space here. There's a lot of damage done somehow. Telliard are the ones finding their way through, but EU, again, that composure's there. Even to now, that reveal was massive. Addison is finished off, and his kills are happening all over the place. Trades across the board, equalized the bound, a lot of damage done, and softened up enough for Mazzino to be able to strike right where it hurts. Kuala-Noob now left alone to his devices in a 1v3. Pocket to playing into mid. Now it's going to be dodged, but here it is. Nightfall up towards heaven. Looking for the tags on a few of these players. Artisan stepping up now to the challenge. Forwards in his approach, and he knows exactly what's going to be played for. How does Mazzino hit that? Is that just blind through the smoke?
I think so.
Ridiculous stuff. Kuala-Noob applying the flashes, see if he can make the play. What is that by Verno? Fully spraying up towards heaven and adjust the aim in time.
Plant gets pit.
Tech spam though, that's going to be the pit brought down immediately. Blink of an eye. Nightfall of their own now. EU flying forwards. Center players scattering.
Here's Alim's time.
3v3. Look to see if they can activate off the top of this one. The shots are going missing wide. Hinder tabs Mazzino. Mazzino! Can't be doing it to him. Running all over them. And plays in position here. Do a lot of work. The C's is going to be used first. Big crash now, waiting around. Artisan is taking his time to strike. That's just spam through the smoke, realizing that the hit is going to be coming in right now. That haunt, big reveal up into the corner. Someone's going to play off the back of this one. It's Mazzino again inserting himself. The distraction is there, but Nerve with a snake bite lays it all down. Vulnerable up. EU, at least with the follow-up. A lot of damage done. Single bullet would bring down Aspas. Nerve himself, the same could be said. 13 seconds remaining in the round. His plan needs to go down right now, and Aspas low as anything, blinds it up, flash up, FURIA. They need this desperately, and they're gonna get it. Eventually, finally, a hurdle cleared. Dimensional drift. There's a second now. He's gonna be looking to pinpoint a couple of the player positions, and he just sees two of them way out into the open. The paranoia does not connect, and still Zekken wants to make a play for it into the back of the side. Mazzino, always happy to provide that extra attention. Up towards heaven, no, the Raptors angle. That's a quick snap to the side. Nerve really feeling it now, but just not quite on top of it in time. And Kuala-Noob happy towards the back there. Punishes the peek from Verno. Hinder, double dash now. There's a great chance. Zekken is cleaned up. Texas straight back at it from behind. Kuala-Noob wraps around and takes the precise timing that was needed. They were ready for every contingency.
Yeah. They wanted Koala Noob to peek into them there.
Nerve just jiggling. That's a punish. They know that Nerve has been knife out, jiggling the angle in the line, looking for information in the middle of it. And now Aspas lets loose. That's a showstopper in his hands. The Haunt has to pre-fire that one to the corner. Worried about being cleaned up and cleared out. EU though just finds his time, plays back. Convergent pass, double dash, forwards. Aspas no more. He turned into absolute mincemeat. And information gathered from that one. EU mops up the remainder. Left just down to Mazzino. Spike is irretrievable here. FURIA are pulling this one back.
That's the punish protocol that I've been looking for from Alan, where he notices where the attackers are pathing to, and then lands either a hinder or an ult onto them, and he can just swoop in for the cleanup. Mazzino's stuck in a 1v4 here that he's really got no hope of winning.
Major ults. Artisan can immediately rejoin him if he chooses to. There's that weapon picked up as well. The Outlaw fading away. A lot of damage done on a lot of that. Molly's forcing the issue, pushing them into the uncomfortable territory. Artisan again supplements the defense up, and now starting to come alive. Lighting them up here. It's Artisan versus all of them. And EU right by his side. 7 bullets remaining, but time running short. The Spike out into the middle of nowhere. FURIA surely got this. Especially with that Molly layered down. Aspas realizes it.
Yeah,
Job's done here.
No time. What a recovery in this half from FURIA. After a 13-2 loss on Breeze, a rough start.
Yeah.
Taken instead of letting it expire, just in case FURIA are doing this APOM.
Looking to send it flying forwards. This is going to be a pop straight into the site. And again, the onus lies towards Zekin here, out towards that elbow angle. Has that ghost in hand, and he needs a bit more help to help him out. What is that, Adsin? Unreal. Activating at the right time, the right moment. Last Aspas and Mazzino still alive, a dynamic duo. There's a 2v3. All players corralled, pushed into these tight positions into the post plant. It's not the most ideal for FURIA. Backs against the wall.
Artisan's pulled out magic so far. These players are very disconnected. Can't really play off each other, Aspas and Mazzino.
It's going to come down to ones. Bit of a jiggle. It's damage done. Pulling out the C's. Aspas is worried about, again, all these positions, but that timing taken as the util flies forwards. Artisan, with him going down, is now a 2v2, and his pistol round is absolutely everything. Aspas left in a 1v2, and Nerve just sidesteps it all.
But if Artisan slows down the round a little,
Zeno
that will expire.
All their attention over towards that heaven ankle. It's a critical kill. Again, a tight spot that they're going to be placed into. The Haunt and the Flash is all going a little bit wide here. Verno, Prowler sent flying, and now mad scurry and dash all the way over. But this time, Zekin is lying in wait.
He is so alone, though.
25 seconds, roughly, to work with. They are umming and
ahhing. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what to do. No map control. They've got to try and take this one together because, again, Zekin can be that playmaker. DTP, Adsin. With that plan, it needs to be coverage from every single angle from that high ground. Zekin almost makes it happen, but Artisan was pulled off the plant as a result. Time pressure is still there. This time commits, though. Bit of breathing room, but the C's connects. On top of it, it's all up to Alan to see if he can hold this one back. So many targets, so many options. His head is on a swivel. Worried about all sorts of directions, and Mazzino is just baiting, buying time, trying to see if he can play his team all the way in. It's damage done on either side. Alan eventually going for that rolling retreat, pulls his way back. This is space given up in a 3v3 here. Shots finally landing. Claims the kill that he was looking for now, and with the help of the rest of his team, surely the cleanup. Texas left in that 1v3. He's got to give up his hopes of trying to convert this one here. So bonus round here for FURIA.
Koala Noob's going to find it difficult to be able to get value out of the open. He tosses it over to Artisan. Implies that they're going to go for something faster.
And here it is, speeding up. Mazzino caught potentially there. Knife out. Alim is looking to try and send this one here, but a hinder. Potential connection to TP to try and escape a lot of those bullets. So all players alive here. MIBR grouped up. Playing a retake with the operator, never quite ideal.
No, it definitely favors Artisan, who's going to be able to get posted up with his op.
Through heaven. Just misses the shot, though. He's given an opportunity. Instant reposition. A lot of damage done to Alim. Still anyone's game. MIBR trying to gear up into this, but it's immediately there with the pressure. The heat's turned up, though. Second, matters into his own hands. Moves forwards, one ways abound. Big reveals, a trails pointed all out, but for MIBR, everyone's winning this fight out. 3v5 now. TP is a little bit too late. onto that mark. Koaloob can't escape it. And the duelists of MIBR, they activated the most critical of time. Straight over here.
Yeah, it could just be the same again.
Yeah, I think FURIA weren't happy with the way that one ended up. Now you're going to see it. Sent flying forwards. Recall back again, but that's a deep TP into the back. And Koaloob can't get a handle on it. Can't control the rifle well enough in time, and bodies have arrived here. MIBR have plenty more where that came from. Players ready, prime position, a lot of damage to Mazzino. Chipped down to anything but Tex! Lights up 3. Blink of an eye. And 2 on FURIA left to stand up against it. EU and Artsin.
It's definitely still winnable. Arzine has his ultimate, could reposition over towards A, and there's 2 ops here on the retake. It's a kind of ridiculous situation. Do they have guns that they could upgrade to? I think Zekken might. He's leaving.
They're dropped, yeah. Smoke into CT EU. Inserts himself, held though by Zekken. Furious timing here to TP into mid, and Arzine doesn't quite stick it. Cancelled at the final moment here, and Zekken was ready. Primed, aim well trained. Nade rebounds, and Arzine, he's put on magic so far. But this might be a little bit too much to overcome. Zekken's instantly on it.
Value in the previous round, a 3K as he throws the operator over to Verno, this time op in hand. Looking to explore in the other direction. Aspas is getting them good information though on A, so 3 players can stay here at B.
Operator's working out in their favor. Mazzino, difficult spot to try and take the fight against. Convergent pass is in there. Activated from the back. I mean, Zekken, he can't quite find this one. It's all Koaloob. He's filled up the feed. This is a halfway round, and FURIA, they take it over.
How did it go so wrong?
Spike planted.
Welcome to
Couple of missed opportunities, couple of missed shots, but maybe Aspas got something to say about it. Showstopper offloaded. He's looking for a slight angle. The target's not quite there. But Verno, rifle well trained.
These players are weak.
Yeah, it's only the stinger that's been picked up. I think Aspas was hoping for something a little bit better. Verno decayed down to a single digit. Spraying and praying will do the job. Aspas looking, trying to find a wave through, but Nerve has that judge in hand into the pit. It's blight spread across this site. And Aspas now getting a run on. The pressure is entirely on him. The fuse stuck onto half all the way, potentially not quite. Nerve.
Playing beyond their years and experience here.
Zekken primed, ready. It's all about a reaction times, and EU's deleted.
The crosshair placement is perfect.
Mental drift, looking for that extra information. He's going to be spotting out exactly where these players are, and sees that Mazzino has retreated, dropping down. Hearing the sound cues, space has to be given up, but Tex, alongside Verno, make sure to clear up the question marks. Up through mid now, and looking to potentially take it a bit faster. Alim looking to meet them, and finds it! 2 blinding shots. He's given FURIA a lifeline, deep TP into the back. That is a pocket to play in, potentially to escape this one to Nightfall. Dodged and avoided. So faking the TP, Haunt broken. MIBR taking this one together now, but there are so many obstacles to face, so many players to potentially clear. Flash is good, Zekken cleaned up entirely, and again a 1v1 Artsin versus Verno. IGL versus IGL. Battle of the brains when it comes down to the gunplay! Oh! Bonkers! Ridiculous! A way to finish! 30 seconds remaining to make something happen.
And the stack is here.
The damage could be done. MIBR, they need Aspas to activate. It's an instant trade. Verno tucked close, tight to the corner of the flower pots. Will they get cleared? Players dropping down. Time! It's not the weapon of choice, but I'm straight there with them. And FURIA achieve the absolute impossible.
An incredible scene. Elation